Namaste, I am Vidya Prakash. Today I am going to talk about Tanmatras. Let us see what is Tanmatra. Tanmatra. It is a Sanskrit term. Tan means subtle and Matra means element. Tanmatra are the subtle elements which are the objects of five senses, that is sound, touch, sight, taste and smell. These are the five tanmatras that we use to sense the tangible world. And this concept is also related in Ayurveda, where all physical creation and functioning of nature are related to the body's components. Let us look at how Tanmatra is associated with the chakras in our body. Now, to begin with, Muladhara, which is associated with Prithvi Tattva, is associated with Gandha Tanmatra. Gandha Tanmatra is associated with sound, touch, sight, taste and smell. So all the five elements. In Lalita Sahasranama, Mother Divine is called as Muladharaika Nilaya, one who resides in Muladhara. The next is Swadhisthana. It is associated with Jala Tattva, the water element, associated with Rasa Tanmatra. Rasa Tanmatra, it includes only four elements, which is sound, touch, sight and taste. The water, you can hear the sound of flowing water, right? You can touch the water, you can see and also you can taste. It has only four elements. The next is Anda. In Lalita Sahasranama, Divine Mother is called as Swadhisthānam Bhujagata, which means she who lives in Swadhisthana. The next is Manipura. Manipura is associated with Agni Tattva, that is the fire element, and associated with Rupa Tanmatra. Divine Mother is called as Manipurantarudita, which means one who appears in Manipura Chakra. Manipura is associated with Rupa Tanmatra. Rupa has sound, touch and sight. Now, next is Anahata, which is Vayu Tattva, the air. It is Sparsha Tanmatra. Sparsha is touch in Sanskrit. And it has, in Lalita Sahasranama, the Divine Mother is called as Anahatabja Nilaya, one who resides in Anahata. Here it is associated with sound and touch. Now, if you notice, as the chakra is moving up, one of the elements is getting decreased, right? So from 5, 4, 3, 2. Next is Vishuddhi, where it is 1. Shabda Tanmatra, right? Akasha Tattva associated with Akasha Tattva and Shabda Tanmatra. In Lalita Sahasranama, Divine Mother is called as Vishuddhi Chakra Nilaya, one who resides in Vishuddhi. The next is Ajna. Ajna is Manas Tattva. And here there are 11 elements. 5 Jnanendriyas and 5 Karmendriyas, totally 11. The Manas is the mind. So there are 11 sense organs. And Mother Divine is called as Agna Chakrantaralasta, which means one who resides in the center of Agnya in Lalita Sahasranama. Now, what is this Indriyas? The Pancha Jnanendriyas and Pancha Karmendriyas. Manas is the mind. So we will see what is Jnanendriyas and Karmendriyas. Indriyas means the sense organs. Here, the mind is in permanent motion and is affected by the messages that we receive, either from sound, sight, image, smell, right? Or the action you do, so it is affected. And using the Karmendriyas as well. Now let us look at what is Jnanendriyas and Karmendriyas. Jnanendriyas. Jnana means wisdom. Indriya is the sense organs. So the sense organs which allows one to perceiving the world around them. Now through the Jnanendriyas, you perceive your own images in your mind through the sense organs. The 5 Jnanendriyas are Shrotra, which is your ears, Chakshu, which is your eyes, Grahana, which is your nose, Jivha is your tongue, and Tvak is your skin. Now you receive messages to your mind through these 5 senses, right? That you perceive things in your own world. The way what you see may not be, you will perceive it in one way. The other person seeing the same image will perceive it in a different way, right? So here nobody is right or wrong. It is just that how you perceive things, what belief you have, based on which you form the perceptions, right? That is how the beliefs are also formed. If the person sees a snake as a rope, he is right. If other person sees the rope as snake, he is right? So it depends upon how we perceive things, right? There is no right or wrong actually. It is just how you perceive things using the Jnanendriyas. Next is Pancha Karmendriyas. Karma is action and Indriyas is sense organs. So, what are the sense organs? With what you use to perform action with your senses. Here, the 5 organs are Pada, that is your feet. You use to move around. Pani is your hands, which you use to do dexterity, you do actions. Payu is your rectum, which you use for excretion. Upasta, that is your genitals, which you use for reproduction. And Tvak, which is your the mouth, which you use for speech. So, our mind. Now, you perform certain actions through which it affects your mind, right? For instance, now we can relate this, the mind, the turbulence of the mind, which happens due to the sensory organs. Let's say, if you want to follow diet, but you're not able to give up because of the taste. So your tongue is in the forefront, right? You give more prominence to your tongue than to your body. You know you're doing wrong, but still you do, right? The same way you feel. If you see someone who is better than you, through your eyes, you start feeling jealous, which in turn will create a bad ripple in your mind and attract certain wrong things to yourself. So the mind is in turbulence, which is in the center of whirlpool of struggles. You can relate the mind of struggle to, you can relate this in Mahabharata, the battlefield of Kurukshetra. The battlefield is the world of turbulence, which is attracting you. You are overwhelmed with so many things that you forget yourself. Arjuna is, you can relate it to the self. Confused, overwhelmed, having doubts whether you'll be able to win, your ability to win, right? And Lord Krishna is the divine. You're able to relate? When Arjuna surrenders to Lord Krishna and tells him, you drive a chariot, I will sit behind you, I will do whatever you say me to do. I follow whatever you are going to say. So Lord Krishna is a charioteer. And then Arjuna is having clarity and confidence in what he has to do. And he does deliver. Because his will is surrendered. It is not his will. It is the divine's will now. Right? So that is what we have to do. Right? We have to follow the divine's will so that we are on the right path. There are many insights about the senses in Bhagavad Gita. But I would like to tell you one verse, which is in chapter 2, verse 48. Yada samharate chayam kurmo ganiva sarvashah indriyanindriyarthabhyastasya prajna pratishtita. Which means one who is able to withdraw the senses from their objects, like how a turtle withdraws its limbs into its shell. The wisdom is established. If you do that, you will be able to establish the divine wisdom. In the similar manner, there is one more verse in Srimad Bhagavatham, which goes like this: Na jātu kāmaḥ kāmānām upabhogena śāṁyati haviṣā kṛṣṇa-vartmeva bhūya evābhivardhate. The meaning is fulfilling the desires of senses does not extinguish in them. It's just like you offering ghee into the fire. It will not extinguish the fire, but it will make the fire become even more stronger. You know, if you have some desire, it will, once you fulfill that desire, the desire is not going to end. You will have other desires which will follow. Right? It is not going to end. In this samsara sagara, right? We are all traveling in a boat to move towards the Divine Mother. We all have to move towards the higher consciousness, to the feet of Mother. But due to the worldly, the pleasures, fears, doubts, unwanted beliefs, karma, listening to the Indriyas in the wrong way pushes the person away. And like we are all traveling the boat towards the Mother. All these unwanted things, it's like a wind which pushes the direction of the boat and pulls away from the divine. So the person gets trapped and faces lots of problems and does not know what to do. So we have to take steps to move towards the Divine Mother. I believe self-realization will lead you to self-actualization. So the first step that you can do is surrender yourself to the Divine Mother's feet, lotus feet, like how Arjuna surrendered to Lord Krishna. Let us all surrender to the Divine Mother's feet. Lokaha samastaha sukhino bhavantu. Samasta sammangalani santu. Namaste.